This is a reading of a poem I wrote, back 19, it started in 1998, and I think I finished it about 2001 or so. And it's about my other half, Katharine, my wife, my third wife out of four, who was so much me and I was so much her. And we met in 1989 in Australia. She was Australian. And I did not marry her, stupidly me, until 1993. Long story. But I married her, and then it was wonderful. And then she died in 1996 at the age of 34. I was 18 years older than her. And then in 1998, I went to Italy, northern Italy, Verona, Venice, Milan, and Cinque Terre, and wrote this poem. So I really want to put this poem out to whomever hears it, and then you can do with it what you wish. Here it comes. I think it's my best poem I've ever written. Life come to through you, love, and Italy, in memory of Katharine, with gratitude to Martha. Stanza 1. Willingly, overwhelmingly, your flesh wells. The lightning flashes. Stunned, the night opens its legs, and we come, bearing our shared body of consciousness. Your new moon smile traces my birth in tongues sapient with the timbre of Italian time that seasons even death. Hush of crushed herbs on the breeze, tempting bite of the lemon sun, your lips soar with gulls to the endless horizon behind the released teeth of yes. Ligurian sea stretches its bluest skin as Rio Maggiore sketches pastels on stark cliffs. I dress you in the purest ache of nakedness. Outside, Chianti-stained pansies pour through the crack's door of light, while I fall through you, falling through me in a stall of when, where my mind knows itself at home and finds just love in every cell of your sex. Stanza 2. Tell me about joy. When I stand up to your flowing over and we rise together, lithe with longing into love, knowing nothing but the understanding that enables what cannot be withstood. First urge, can you touch the sleek ease that trusts? Show me my mind within the museum of your moment's body. Limits begin to extend our ends as your cries proclaim the code of beauty. Whose dawn does the mountain climb as we shine to encompass the world? Textures of time tighten into a pattern we recognize as each in the other. Stanza 3. I'm scrolling down, by the way. This is not quite a professional recording, as you can easily tell. Stanza 3. Simple caress of the Italian sun upon slipping water that blesses ledges, I come to you as a supple ripple which runs just under your skin, extending forever. Fountains flower out of your source as my mouth blossoms, discovering your life ripe with truth. Our flesh presses purest olive oil, the light of our bodies burning on the breath above death. No release, but the tension of the sweet string that brings the melody across the emptiness. Freely given at great cost, accept the offering of me that I value as you. Stanza 4. My past sown with dutiful futures, working the weight of being born. I am in Italy with you, love, and not with death. My fingers touch, neuron by neuron, patterns of sifted beauty, saturated with chestnut blossoms, fragrance along the Adige in Verona, our life together, gathered here in this sweet hive of stinging words. How have I come to make this love and dirge to Italy and you? The remedy for dying is living. The Chinese proverb proves the rose knows what to do with the sun. Grow, and I do through you. Stanza 5. In San Fermo Maggiore Cathedral, I light a candle in the sunlight, stained by saints who are trying to forgive life with death. I am trying to forgive death with life. As the bells begin widening the chasms of history to test the strength of my desire's span. You too, love, I would bridge with my life to come now, remembering Italy, San Stefano, near Ponte Pietro, where the sacred moulders under the groined vaults. Loving you in sheerest moonlight, I ladle your molten flesh from one hand to the other. The Adige River flicks white scars of lace that swallows chase in the late spring spate. Give me a minute here. Let me have a sip of my beer. Stanza 6. We are so different, so it was too easy for it to be too difficult. So I stumbled, pausing to stand over you with no, that knife I put between death and life. Then I chose to learn the truth that will earn your love with mine. I would be yours, not yet for sure, never for cure, but as the unknown willing to be known. After so many deaths of those I join with, what have I left but the deft right of loss? I toss one life after another up into the air, and they never return to touch again. Juggler of jeopardy in the strobe light of evolution's mind, I see life in frames of flames that come and go, separate yet connected, rising and falling, fearful of surrounding the wick burning down into the dark. I would hold you, holding me, nested care and loveliness engendering the world we choose not to refuse. Stanza 7. Italy, mirror in which I disappear, window to see myself through to you, my love. The magic garden clay at Peggy's place, Venice on the main canal, I enter you. The butterfly language lifts from your lips the dust of the void. Your legs around my neck, I watch my part become your whole again and again. Who can bear this birth to death and back again and again until only love remains? I do not control the length of my life, but I control its width, yes, and its depth too. Let loose into loss, I press my past as a message through your now to answer our future forever. Honeysuckle mock orange, the species wisdom sniffs the gnosis on the marble bench at the Guggenheim Museum, June 1998, where I howl at the beauty I found lost. Stanza 8. San Michel Cemetero, Tatiana from Harvard, searching for Brodsky's grave, which I found near Pound in History, the fight over words, the flight from worms. I ponder the demons of democratic desire, Socrates hovering near. In Palazzo de Calle, Marco Aurelio on his horse lies lobotomized in virtual reality for tourists, caught in Dante's icy rung of isolated hell, while outside pigeons shit virtuously on his bronze head. To pursue the unattainable is insanity. I nod, feeling humanity's fetus flip into my frontal lobes. Vivaldi's Four Seasons at Chelsea di San Simeon, conducted to thunder, lightning, and falling plaster. As the sea rises, the pillars and people rot and are replaced and shored. Me too. Now you as us. Stanza 9. Your cries are neither birth nor death. The door opens into the fire it feeds, and caught in your cave I see Polyphemus's single eyes sizzle on the point of endless desire. I leave no man's land to bathe you in the light our bodies produce. You ask your answer, I enter my question, and together we define the word's origin. I gauge your immeasurable with mine to the outer edge of the expanding universe. My touch is yours, further than I can reach, as the world turns into you, holding me. Stanza 10. Oedipus, when he knew, pushed long pins through what he thought he knew to make sure he blinded his mistakes for eternity's sake. Beyond why, he cried out only to find who meant more to die known by another. Love, your name lies buried in what I refuse and yet must choose to do. Nemesis divides the sexual vision as your ex marks out my wise decision. Stanza 11. At the bridge of Academe in Venice, Brodsky's watermarks blurs with Chianti and Katharine's memories. The Palladian vault slipping under the pane as fatuous Marxists argue about how many capitalists can dance on a dollar bill. Out of the glare, into the dark wound of San Giorgio Cathedral and Monte Panzo's painting of Santa George, slaying the dragon of desire, stake in the throat of the beast, and the monotone of the lonely priest, and one supplicant kneeling in empty echoes of hope. My life growing large between your breasts, in your mouth, your hands, your wet void. We have come to this and so much more as the beginning of our ends met and joined. Stanza 12. The way to do things is neither the way of heaven nor that of earth, but that of man. Shinza's will, conduct, and thought strengthens me to make mistakes and meaning. My life love has been taken from me enough that I have learned to give it without asking. I would keep a present to be open to the past and future. Every woman should have a garden, and every man a mountain. We have not missed, you and I, we have not missed that many splendid thing on Suyan. Kappa Cafe, the Adige South Bank, facing the steep hill of history. On the other shore, where the Romans killed for thrills, I stumble inside our intimacy, exposed as the bruise of a brain, pinball bouncing off the high crosses, working to keep my sore ages score. Katharine was 34 when she stopped. I continue to quicken my going through the presence of her absence. In the Museo del Casovecchio, I ponder the power of life in dozens of Madonnas and Bambinos facing bleeding Christs, the Sacra Familia untouched by death. Now we look into each other's eyes and let go into our coming as we come into our going. Stanza 13. Clavichord and flute in the courtyard of San Fermo Maggiore, Verona, late sun laid in pasta strips, rich upon foot-polished stones, a free concert for San Antonia, an elegant elder donna in champagne two-strap mid-heels, red dress, cream linen top, pearl earrings like moons and mist, thin lips, faultless skin, rough ridged nails. Her head sways side to side to Handel's allegro movement. Still, I hold the side of your face in my hand, as the world whirs on its axis like the gyroscope I set in motion 45 years ago, delicately balanced on the string I hold one end of, and you, my love, now holding the other. Chocolate window boxes, ochre geraniums, verdigris shutters, buff pink walls, blue tinge, watercolor wash of memory feathering out over us to the edges of our ends. Stanza 14. There are no native singles in Verona, only lonely tourists looking for the home they left behind. Tall cypress flames burn dark green on hillsides, celebrating the sacrifice of human flesh to desire. Cafe al Teatro, north bank of the Adige, just up from Ponte Pietro, Vina Costosa, crusty roll, the painting by the poet who came and went while waiting for the train that will never come. Either alive to death or dead to life. I've come to Italy to soothe my sin. Love, vivid mark I have not missed, target of the truth I bury myself within, to rise again, broken open to bless. Upon the wide ledge of locked stone, man-handled into beautiful place, the lovers embrace along the edge of the Adige, wild in late spring, under falling chestnut blossoms, amid the dead that gather in my heart. Love, I try not to let her absence bury you or Italy. I let each beauty call forth her pure name. Her stiff limbs scrape the narrow paths. Hell is this man without his other half. Stanza 15. Pierre Piccolo at Nico's bar near my hotel's one overwhelming star room. I roam, birth to death, the light of her sun gone out, but still arriving to blind my eyes, open to pitch black on my back. I put my face within the framed flame, smelling the flesh grilled to perfection. Gino Severini, 1883-1966, C, dancer number 28. As Peggy's slipping Venice smiles with her dogs, and the wash of passing boats cracks the walls. Give me your lips, my love, for mine, to say to you I am not dead. Make them tell me I am still alive. Stanza 16. Still, I will tell you how I love you. Move slightly now under me, life. Katharine, who moves? Who is still? Am I still alive, or are you? A knife comes out of me, cutting time in two. Over there, I need to bring you here. Then it happens that life Katharine died for is dead. Come to me, love, as if she exists, as she does not. I wrap my peace around yours, and we make a knot that beats for us both. Fond heart always lost, to be found again, here held by us between. Stanza 17. Delicately, deliberately, let me tend the garden of R.M. Menciliu, Memorietos R. Fellini, Ria Maggiore, June 1998, as the bells cascade down, the meeting of thighs, that is you, love, my mount of olives, my peace at war, holy whore, wife, mother, geisha, friend, and fiend, come to me as the unknown to be known forever. Scoop knowing out of this skull. Eat of it until it makes you hungry for more than feeding life to death. On Via della Mare, walking alone with Montale, gnawing on cuttlefish beauty through the Roman arches, folk art on walls, and ceilings of lovers, che non he noni, and I knew I had not. The Romans still know the value of flesh, forgiven instead of forgot. Basilica of San Zeno, Verona, begun 5 A.D. Today the work continues as I come through the double door opening on 48 views of man, reflecting your eyes as they turn ecstatic to me. Stanza 18. Walls of pale ochre to brown, sun buried in earth to grow your eyes. Look at me, my love. Tell me Scorpio's massive arch is more than ours. Re Maggiore, the men's wooden clogs, like the tiny boats they depart in, echo the main street while dogs bark at Heraclitus, and I enter your needle's eye with this thread that connects my end to your beginning, as when I came to Ria Maggiore via Carrara next to young Donna Amanda Giardini of La Spisa, and I gazed on the white peaks, half believing they were snow, but knowing they were obdurate rock, white marble, lasting far beyond lovers, even as I split along my fault lines as one hit of the chisel opening unto you. Stanza 19. How to end this poem is how to begin my life with yours again, love. So I ask Katharine to let me let go. Above Manarola, the next village north of Rio Maggiore, along the goat trail of Cinque Terre, I look down from the cemeterio upon the Ligurian sea, whose startling iris blue eye catches me blossoming in you. Your soft hole invites my hard part, home to know a temporary peace. I wish to own this fleshy life and responsibly pay for it with death. Your womb is also my tomb, and I enter it knowing the difference is the same. The separateness of consciousness will never opt for dissolution as the solution to the problem of self that cannot be saved. Stanza 20. A sky of petunia blue hovers just under your rising moons, and in the delicate light I trace tributaries of veins to the rich cache of your weltering delta. My tongue treasures the vast pleasure as your back arches to bear our kingdom come across the void and back. The Miro-painted boats of Rio Maggiore bob, seeking centers of levity as we buoy each other on desire mounting desire, until the duet of being done affirms our ease of ceasing. Finally, sex is not death or fun, relapse or release, but an impossible responsibility we agree to meet. My heart holds against time as the frayed gold knots of the fishing boats tighten to the swing of incoming tide, as do our lucid bodies of hope that carry the beautiful emptiness, filling with the pink light rising from the coming sun. Stanza 21, last stanza. My end begins with what your lips teach when they touch. Your tongue lights the torch of my life, and I burn with your breath. Eros del tipo arciere flashes the stone face of obliterated flesh in the museum above the Roman Theater Verona as the storm hits and lightning riddles black into white. I watch the hail from centuries of whims flung up to fall back, each uniquely layered, you separately left to know its common ignorance of earth. We lie alone and only tell the truth in pairs where praise equals pain. So come to me, love, test my life again to tell the story of our time together. Italy whispers in our ear, Tristis eris solus eris, as Ovid wrings words out of fear to tally our years in crystal worlds that crash into the earth to urge the seed out of itself. Oh, love, give me your lips, which double the doubt, but alone soothe the truth of death to be lived. Damned to be divided by sciri licid, the self staggers beyond salvation to complete its task in wanting you, love, to become life's reason, knowing apart from must be turned into a part of, as love of wisdom into wisdom of love. That's it.